press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students. So under quadrilaterals we are studying problems under exercise 8.2. So far we have solved question number 1, 2 and 3. So in the previous class I have told you question number 4 is very similar to example 8. So we need not to attend it, you can work it at home as a homework. So now I will take up question number 5. So in question number 5, a parallelogram is given and on that some question is there. I will draw the figure first. This is the parallelogram ABCD. So he says E and F are midpoints of, say this is E, midpoint of AB, F is midpoint of DC. Now join F with A, join F with A and C with E. Join the diagonal BD. So the intersection points are, this is P, this is Q, this intersection point. So this is the diagram given. So I will write here exercise 8.2 question 5 given. Given ABCD parallelogram ABCD. So wherein E is midpoint of AB and F is midpoint of DC. So BD is diagonal. BD is one of the diagonal of quadrilateral. So this is the data given. To prove, so we have to prove that these two lines AF and EC trisect the diagonal BD. So prove that, to prove AF and EC trisect trisect BD. So that means trisect means we have to show DP equals PQ equals QB. So all these three distances are equal. So that is DP equals PQ equals QB. This is what we have to prove. Now, proof. So, proof. So, given ABCD is a parallelogram. So, given ABCD is a parallelogram. So, with that information, what we get is this AB is parallel to CD. So, therefore, AB parallel to CD, opposite sides of a parallelogram. Now, see, it is also given, because it is a parallelogram, AB is equal to DC. So, AB is also equal to CD, of course, CD or DC. And since these two are equal, half of AB, I can write half of AB must be equal to half of DC. So, half of AB must be equal to half of DC. So, DF is half of DC, and similarly FC is also half of DC. And here AE is half of AB and EB is half of AB. So, therefore, with this half of AB, I will take AE. So, half of AB means AE. I will take AE equals see, half of DC is DF, and we know that DF is equal to FC because they are halves of a line DC. So, therefore, AE equals instead of DF I will take FC. So, now observe here, AE is equal to FC. AE is equal to FC, and so AE is a part of AB. You can see here, AE is a part of AB and FC is a part of DC. Therefore, AE is equal to FC. Not only that, AE is parallel to FC. So, what we are proving here, the two in quadrilateral AECF, observe this AECF, in this quadrilateral, one pair of opposite sides are equal as well as parallel. So, one pair of opposite sides, that is AE and FC are parallel and equal. So, therefore, what is the conclusion? AEFC is a parallelogram. Therefore, AEFC is a parallelogram. So this is first stage of proof. Say we have to prove that dp is equal to pq is equal to qr. So we have proved that AEFC is a parallelogram. Now consider triangle, observe this, DQC. You observe that. So triangle DQC. So in this triangle, observe here, this is the DQ is one side, QC is another side, and DC is third side. So we know that F is the middle point of DC. Through F, a line is drawn, and this line is parallel to CE because AEFC is a parallelogram. So since AEFC is a parallelogram, so I will write that also here. So therefore opposite sides. So therefore AF is parallel to EC. AF is parallel to EC. So these are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. So because it is a parallelogram, these two are parallel. Now consider triangle DQC. So observe this triangle. In DQC, F is the midpoint of DC. A line is drawn through F parallel to the base, that is DC. So therefore, by converse of midpoint theorem, this line drawn through F parallel to DC will intersect the third line, that is DQ, in the middle. So therefore, by converse of midpoint theorem, dP will be equal to P is the midpoint of DQ. So likewise we can conclude. So F is midpoint of DC. F is midpoint of DC, and FP is parallel to CQ, and FP parallel to CQ. So therefore by converse of midpoint theorem, P is the midpoint of DQ. P is midpoint of DQ. So therefore dP equals PQ. So you call this equation as 1. So we have taken DQC triangle. So now let us recall Now, so let us recall the midpoint theorem once again here. So, it is like this: if in a triangle, suppose ABC, and suppose D is the midpoint of AB. If a line is drawn through point D parallel to the third side, so then that line will intersect the third line AC in the middle. So this is point E. The converse says like this. Otherwise, the theorem is, in a triangle ABC, the line drawn through joining the midpoint of two sides will be parallel to the third line and half of the third line. So, if one point is midpoint and the line is parallel to the third side, then the other point is also the midpoint of AC. So, that point we are using here. So, this is, we have proved that dP is equal to PQ. Now, I will continue writing here. Now, see, we have taken this triangle. You have this, remember this one, DQC. Now let us take, this is P. Now let us take this triangle here, that is, so consider triangle APB. So, in this triangle, see, here we know E is the midpoint of B, E is midpoint of AB, and also we have EQ is parallel to AP, So, when this is the midpoint, when these two are parallel, based on converse of the theorem, we can say Q is the midpoint of PB. So, therefore, based on converse of midpoint theorem, we can say Q is midpoint of PB. So, therefore PQ equals QB. So, call this equation as 2. See, dP equals PQ in 1 and PQ equals QB in 2. So, therefore from 1 and 2, so we have dP equals PQ equals QB. So, when these three are equal, we can say the lines AF and EC trisect DB. So therefore, we can write the conclusion. I will take up here, or I will write here. So therefore, AF and EC trisect dB, hence proved. So this is the fifth question. We'll erase this now. Question number 6. Show that the question is, show that the line segments joining midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. Midpoints of opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. So for a better understanding, first I will draw a figure. A quadrilateral is given. You take any quadrilateral of any shape, so of any dimension. A general quadrilateral is given. So let us have a figure like this. This is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral ABCD. So we call this as ABCD. And next, what is the question says? Show that the line segments joining the midpoints of opposite sides. So that means we have to mark the midpoint of AB. Let us say this is midpoint of AB, midpoint of BC, midpoint of DC, and midpoint of AD. So midpoints, I will name them as PQRS. P is the midpoint of AB, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. Now, join the opposite sides, midpoints of opposite sides. So, join this. Join this. So, the figure is not given in the textbook, dear students. So, you have to take down this figure neatly. So these are the two lines intersecting. Now See, we have to show that these two line segments PR and SQ, they bisect each other. That means, suppose if I call this as O, we have to prove that PO equals OR and SO equals OQ. So that is what is the requirement. Now, so for the purpose of convenience, let us make some construction. First I will draw what is given. Given quadrilateral ABCD, PQRS, PQRS are midpoints of AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Now, to show PR and SQ, to show PR and SQ bisect each other. So you remember one thing, in any parallelogram, we know that the diagonals always bisect each other. That means this diagonal divide the shorter diagonal into two parts and the shorter diagonal divides the other diagonal into two parts. So instead of proving OP, PO equals OR equals OQ equals SO, if we prove that PQRS is a parallelogram, then we can say, since it is a parallelogram, its diagonals, so these becomes diagonals. If I join this, PR becomes a diagonal. So then we can say, if you prove that PQRS is a parallelogram, then it is sufficient for our proof. Then we can straight away say, since PR and SQ are the diagonals of the parallelogram, they bisect each other. Now join PQRS these points. So I will join PQ, SR, PS and QR. So now we have to prove that PQRS is a parallelogram. If it is a parallelogram, its diagonals are always, it is the one of the basic property of a parallelogram. In any parallelogram, the diagonals always bisect each other. So this is the middle point of both these two diagonals. So now join the diagonals of the quadrilateral DC and AC, for it is as a part of construction. So I will draw it with a dotted line. It is only for construction purpose. Remember, it need not pass through the center, and it will It may not also. So now, so I will join AC. Don't be under the impression that it will pass through the center. It may not pass through the center also. So, these dotted lines are diagonals of the quadrilateral. Now, we shall proceed with the proof. So, construction. Construction, join PQRS. So, join, first you draw the opposite sides, midpoints. So, that is PR and join PR SQ. PR SQ. So, join P Q R and S and S. Then what we did? Draw AC and BD. So, join diagonals AC BD. So, now with this we will start our discussion. So, let us take the triangle ACD. ACD. Now, consider triangle proof. Proof. Consider triangle ACD. When we start comparing the various parts of the figure, you should always keenly look at the diagrams. ACD is a triangle. AC is the diagonal of the given quadrilateral ABCD. So, in ACD, we know that S is the midpoint of AD and R is the midpoint of CD. So, therefore, SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC by midpoint theorem. So, therefore, here I will write in this triangle S and R are midpoints of AD and DC. AD and DC respectively. So, therefore, we can straight away say SR is parallel to AC. SR is parallel to AC. So, SR is parallel to AC. Now, if I take up ABC triangle, this upper triangle, similarly we can say, PR parallel to AC. PR is parallel to AC. Sorry, PQ. PQ is parallel to AC. So, you see here, SR is parallel to AC diagonal and PQ is also parallel to AC diagonal. Therefore, from these two we can say, therefore, AC and AC, SR PQ, therefore, SR is parallel to PQ. So, SR is parallel to PQ. Now, similarly, if I take up ADB triangle, I can prove that PS is parallel to BD. So, similarly, PS is parallel to BD and In a triangle BDC, this RQ or QR is parallel to BD. So from these two we can say PS parallel to QR. So this is result number 1, result number 2. Now SR is parallel to PQ and PS is parallel to QR. When pair of opposite sides are parallel, therefore, so from 1 and 2, this is 1, this is 2. So from 1 and 2, 1 and 2, we can conclude that PQRS is a parallelogram. So we have proved that it is a parallelogram, and in a parallelogram PR and SQ are the diagonals. So therefore the diagonals of PQRS, that is PR and SQ, PR and SQ or SQ bisect each other. So that is the one of the basic property of the parallelogram. In a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. The diagonals each diagonal divide the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. The opposite angles will be equal and the corresponding interior consecutive angles will be 180 degree. So that you have studied basic properties of parallelogram, bisect each other, hence proved. So this completes the 6th question. Note down please. So now I will take up the last question under the chapter. Question number 7. Question 7 of exercise 8.2. So question number 7 says ABC is a right angle at C. So I will draw the figure now. It's a right angled triangle. So let this be the required right angle triangle with right angle at C. So therefore this is A, B, we will call this as C. And what is given? Midpoint of M, hypotenuse AB and parallel to BC intersect AC at D. Now take the midpoint of AC and it is, let us denote this as M. From midpoint, through the midpoint you draw a line parallel to BC. Parallel to BC, this is what is given, and you call this as D. Join CM. Join CM. So this is the diagram given. So now let us understand ABC is a triangle, right angle at C. So given triangle ABC with angle C equals 90 degree. See, this total angle is 90 degree. Through midpoint M of hypotenuse AB, so M is midpoint of AB. That means BM equals MA or BM equals AM. AB and parallel to BC. Through M, MD is drawn and MD parallel to BC. Parallel to BC is drawn. MD is parallel to BC. So we know that BC and CA are 90 degree. So angle ACB equals 90 degree. When these two are parallel, then this angle, because these two are parallel lines and this becomes the transversal, this becomes corresponding angles. So ADM is also 90 degree. So now what is to be proved? First one, to show that D is midpoint of AC. 1. D is midpoint of AC. D is midpoint of AC. That is what we have to prove. So here it is very clear. For this answer is very simple. So we know that in a triangle ACB, in triangle, say you can say ABC, in a triangle proof, in a triangle ABC, so M is the midpoint, and through the midpoint a line is drawn parallel to the third side BC. So therefore, definitely that line will intersect the third side AC at the middle only. So, but that is by converse of the midpoint theorem. In triangle ABC, M is midpoint of AB. It is given, and MD parallel to BC, it is also given. So therefore we can write simply the conclusion, therefore by converse of midpoint theorem, D is midpoint of CA. So therefore CD equals DA. So second, what they have asked, MD perpendicular to AC. Second sub question, to prove MD perpendicular to AC. MD perpendicular to AC. So here MD parallel to BC given. This is given, and consider CA as transversal. So therefore BCA, angle BCA will be equal to MDA is equal to 90 degree, corresponding angles. So this is 90 degree, therefore MD perpendicular to AC, that means they are at 90 degree. It is very simple. Now, so lastly, we have to prove one more point. I will erase this now. Third sub question to be proved is CM equals half of MA. CM equals MA. So CM equals MA. We have to prove that these two are equal and they are half of AB. This is what is to be proved, half of AB. Now compare triangle AMD, triangle AMD and see, you compare this triangle AMD and CMD, triangle CMD. So you compare these two triangles. So examine what happens. See, we have CD equals DA, CD equals DA. We have proved above D is the midpoint. I will write proved above. Proved above. This writing of reasons for every step is very important in the examination. If you simply write, so it will not convince the examiner. For every step, you try to write appropriate reasons. So now, DM is common. DM equals DM common. And ADM angle ADM is equal to angle CDM equals 90 degree. They are equal. When this is 90 degree, these two are linear fur. Therefore, this is also 90 degree. So therefore, the side angle side. So therefore, by SAS, therefore by SAS congruence, we can say triangle AMD congruent to triangle CMD. So when they are congruent, the corresponding sides are equal. Therefore, I will write, see, this side is equal to this side. This is the common side. The remaining are CM equals AM. CM equals AM or MA. So CM equals MA, that we have proved. And we know that, so when these two are equal, so these angles will be equal. This angle will be equal to this angle. And since M is the midpoint of AB, and MD is parallel to BC, so we will have this MD is half of BC. So CM equals MA. So CM equals MA. We have proved that this and this are equal. Now half of AB. See, we know that this MA is half of AB. MA is half of AB because it is the midpoint. So therefore, MA is nothing but, we can write, this is the midpoint. Therefore, here only we can write half of AB. So CM is equal to MA, and MA is nothing but half of AB, because M is the midpoint of AB. So hence proved. Hence proved. So dear students, with this we have completed all the topics and the questions included in your syllabus under quadrilateral. So quadrilateral chapter is completed as on today. So if you have any queries, you are always free to raise your doubts and get clarification. So thank you all. Thank you very much.